Hey Julie, they're just joining what inspired Jin plus Mac today. So we started off with a Merfolk Reaver to explore some of the new background options, and after that went slightly less than ideal. I was just looking at what kind of caster characters we could play since it's been a little bit of a break from casters, and Genie are always going to be pretty high on my list of good choices in that regard. And we'll just use lava to cheese this buddy real quick. It's very unfortunate to find Black Knight Sparting on a character like this. Of course, we'll never find it on our Naga Armators. Anyone that can actually use it, just as one would come to expect. The Crystal Plate Armor, similar vein, not going to be very useful on this character, but that's fine. Thanks, just started a new Genie earlier today. Nice. Are you getting good options for your spells so far? Or scraping the bottom of the barrel? We've definitely had a bit of a mix so far here today. I mean, Blink is very nice to have as a utility thing. Static Discharge, I just haven't fooled around with much. It could be great, could be trash. And Ignite Poison, of course, unless we get another piece of the puzzle there, pretty much useless. I don't know, maybe we'll find some edge case for it to come in handy, specifically if we get like Condenser Vein early on. And then we can hope for Poison Clouds in a rare twist of fate, seeing as how it's usually the one thing that I'm desperately hoping that we don't run into. I also, okay, so Volatile Blast Motes. Oh, I see. Takes up our space. Interesting. Wait a second. So, if they're exposed to open flames, explosion is concussive, knocking adjacent creatures away. Can I blow this up on myself? I guess it'd be a lot of damage. 2d18 is nothing to sneeze at. But is that just like a self-wounding version of IMB? Huh. Because we do have Blink, so we could actually probably take care of this son of a gun. Just let you come next to me, and then blink away. And then we're just going to rinse and repeat until the end of time itself, but fortunately didn't have to wait that long. Just level 2, so to be decided. Well, nice. I hope that things go your way in that regard. It's definitely been a while since I had a really solid, strong Genie run. And let's just start blasting. This Ice Beast could deal a lot of damage, but they should die in the barrage there, and they do in fact do so, so that's beautiful. And we'll steam the eel as well while we're at it. Yeah, it's been a while. I feel like I've had a lot of interesting Genie combos, but hopefully we can change things up in that regard today. And we'll just start blasting against the bees here. Just trying to take them down as quickly as possible. And that should be fantastic. I was also supposed to switch over to this leather armor of willpower. Give us a little bit of additional AC, plus the willpower definitely helps out in the long run. And I also was making bold claims about actually reading these scrolls. So let's do that now too before I forget again, shall we? Potion of Brilliance, which is completely useless, I was about to say. Is that true? Does Brilliance actually have the health cost on a Genie? It's not grayed out, so that indicates to me that there is at least some use to be garnered from it on the species. Huh, very interesting. I also am not finding heal wounds here. Maybe we did stumble across it and I just don't have any on me, but we'll try one more before swapping over to our scroll list here, and then we'll see what we have available there. Not a heck of a lot. Isn't Brilliance also a spell power enhancer? It used to be, but I believe that was removed. No, increase the power of the drinker's spells. You're right. What am I thinking of? I remember there was an effect that Brilliance used to have that was removed at one point or another, but that would definitely explain it. I'm also just now noticing that the leather armor tile is not updated for Genie. I forget. I think there's a way. It's like this key. Look at that bad boy. We're just role-playing having legs here. We're letting the leggings of the leather armor just hang like assless chaps here. It's a look for sure. Thought it just reduced mana requirement for spells. It used to give wizardry. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking of exactly. But same here. I thought it just reduced the mana required too. So was that changed in the most recent version, or did I just completely miss the memo there? I guess you were saying that you haven't played in quite a few versions, so that indicates to me that it has always been around and I'm probably just a fool. Which shouldn't be too much of a surprise to anyone by this point, if you've been watching the stream for a while. Not a shocking revelation, to say the least. But we have very good fire resistance, so we should just be able to face tank our steamy friend there, and we do indeed manage to do so, so that is just fantastic. And what do I do with these kiddos? I guess we just start blasting like there's no manana. And that should be just about perfect. Ooh, we do start to take a bit more damage than I would like. I think my best bet is actually to pop around the corner here. And then if we get blinked into that one spot next to enemies, it would have been very unfortunate. But on the flip side here, we do manage to make it out in one piece, so we can just kind of reset, head to a different stairwell, and if we come across that fight again, I'm sure we'll do slightly better coming into it with full health. And that should be just lovely. And not too shabby. Another dagger of venom for our troubles. Again, we'll probably not worry too much about it here. And that should be most of the floor. We did at least find our lair entrance, so we are definitely off to the races there. We'll just do a little bit more of regular dungeon exploration before we head down that direction. But that is wonderful. I think they swapped the wizardry for the spell enhancing a few years ago. Not really sure, in the wiki seems to be down. You know, I noticed that too. I was trying to look up something right as I was getting ready to start the stream for today. So glad to confirm that it wasn't just something on my end. Hello, all my bee friends. And perfect. Having the poison immunity and a nice AoE spell is a beautiful combo against all of the bees that come with the hive there, so that is just wonderful stuff. And I guess we very recently, we got Yara's as our last one, right? Yeah, we did get Yara as one of our last abilities, so that is fantastic. Also just realized it's been a long while since we checked out our skills here. Spellcasting just ever so slowly ticking up. I mean, everything is currently castable. Still could get a bit more spell power. Oh gosh, my head also just started pounding for no reason out of the blue, so that's a fun feeling. Hopefully that goes away before too much further into the stream here today. I guess it kind of works out that my lights are completely borked, because usually darkness helps a heck of a lot when I start feeling a little headachy. So we're just ahead of the curve by already having my lights off. Even though that could very easily also be part of the problem, because I just have my stream lights directly in my eyes with none of the ambient light to kind of dilute it, at least make it seem a little bit less bright in comparison, but that's fine. But right, we were talking about skills and I immediately left the menu without really making any decisions. I guess what it boiled down to is that we probably want to train some fighting. Do I want invo? Sure, let's get a bit of invo training just for when we do get to a stage where we might want to phone a friend, call in some demonic firepower to keep ourselves in one piece. Oof. And that should be just about perfect. Saves I take way more damage than I'd meant to. So let's just back away from that encounter real quick. And, as always, it's tempting rather just to go full bore. See what happens, but instead, we'll pop through. Is this an ice battle axe? It's not. You just hit like a truck sometimes. That's fun. In fact, 27 max damage, so we're guaranteed gonna survive stepping up. Then I blink away, and I think that you are basically boned, my friend, but I will gladly finish you off up here, and then let's head to an unexplored stairwell and see what we can find. Would have been very sad to die in embarrassing fashion like that, seeing as how we had plenty of space and so much more to live for. But hey, we just reset here real quick, blast this buddy a few times, and now we'll be using Blink to just try to kind of cheese our way through the encounter. I guess I can throw in a few Foxfires as well to supplement that. And as long as we have the space, we can see that against a melee opponent, we do pretty fantastic. As long as we remember to just keep blasting. And speaking of blasting, we'll scorch those buddies to give them vulnerability, and then we can just swap over to the main course of some good old Flame Wave. And I was really hoping that that troll would drop their hide and we'd have a bit of additional regeneration going into the next sections, but that's, I guess, just the way it all works out. I will, on the other hand, have to take just the shortest of breaks here. I just need to pour some food for Doggo. Did not realize what time we were getting to here, so I will be right back in 30 seconds to a minute, and hopefully we'll continue moving forward here with Jessica and seeing what other spells will get added to our selection. So don't go anywhere, and I'll be right back. Sweet. Okie dokie. That's settled. Let us hop down another floor, shall we? Probably we'll make our way down to D12 is where we usually try to make it before we start changing gears and heading towards the lair instead, so I don't immediately see any reason to switch that up, and then I take a bunch of damage from a gargoyle and start regretting everything. 33 and 36 are your max damage rates across the board. Whoopsie daisies. Well, do I have any good methods of dealing with you? You are not resistant to cold and you have low HP, so I could go with Ice Blast. And once more with feeling. Perfect. Okay, so let's be a little more cognizant of our surroundings than that right there, if we can so help it at least. And actually what we might do is try out these volatile Sons of Guns again. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know, maybe I'm just not using them right. I wonder if Railbird is playing in the current version with all their Fire Elementalists. When in doubt and seeking some advice for Fire Elementalist start, Railbird is always a pretty solid bet. As somebody who has tried every permutation of the different abilities that we're given here. Okie dokie, let's get some revenge against the vampire mosquitoes that so callously lost our previous run for us. Ooh, and a Buckler of Reflection is quite nice. Could definitely find ourselves using that. +1 pair of gloves. Nah, +2 helmet. I guess any AC is pretty solid for us at this stage. Chainmail of Love and Death. No robots. I mean, in +4 is solid, but still almost no shot that we actually are able to use that to any reasonable length here. Let's just go with the Buckler and the helmet here. Now dealing with the gloves too. Why the heck not? Also just gloves of stealth. I mean, I've heard of boots of stealth, but is that new? I don't know. Maybe I'm the one that is losing my mind. Ooh. But I will grab some scrolls here, and in fact, one of the rare chances, at least as of late, I've felt it extremely rare that we can spend a nice small sum of gold to get a free ID here by buying a bad item. Definitely my favorite method for freeing up some identify slots from like scrolls of noises, potions of degeneration, all that good stuff. Similarly, I'll probably just buy the fog scrolls. Doesn't seem half bad. And then we can use up these ID scrolls right away, see what else we have at our disposal. Nothing too exciting so far. Oh, hello, Arug. Okay, you're too smart to walk directly into those. You know what? That is fair enough. Oh, and don't take nearly as much damage as I expected, so we will just walk away from that encounter. I guess how much of this floor was left? Oh wow, we haven't even found any downstairs yet? Holy moly, where are all those hiding? But what I'm thinking is that we could head to this stairwell now that we've led Arug away. Potentially freed up the rest of the floor to finish our exploration. Oh gosh. Well, I mean, we deal fire damage, but one Ozkubu's refrigeration might just kill me. Trying to work it out here. It's gonna be like 18, I think, with the vulnerability. I think it's 1.5. Or is it 2 times? If it's 2 times and that's 40/26, then that's just absurd. Regardless of how you slice it, I think that's gonna be a no from me. And then there's actually nothing down that way, so that would indicate that the stairs down have to be up here somewhere, right? Yeah, I think this is one of those let's sleep no slide situations for sure. Yeah. At least for the time being here. We will very bravely walk the opposite direction. Because of course we would very much prefer not to end this run in its infancy here when we're just starting to get to a comfortable stage. I also was saying as if this was a guaranteed place for our stairwells down, but it looks like Fanar might be the end boss of the level here. Can look up vulnerability damage on the wiki. Oh, right. Yeah, not at the moment. We're flying blind here. This is where it'd be useful to know a lot of the special commands or the bots that are in the Web Tiles version, or I think I always or at one point rather, I was debating, I think it's Lom Labot is a Twitch bot that you can put in your chat and just never got around to it. Regardless, I guess we'll be flying blind for the moment. It's plus 50% damage taken, so that's slightly better. And that just brings it to around 40-18, which is still 72 topside damage, which is more than I would like, shall we say. So with that in mind, I think we'll just head into lair here, and our first introduction to the area is just a slew of dream sheep. Hello, my friends. But fortunately, we do all right with AoE. Just gonna take you upstairs real quick. Heal up before I come down to finish off the last couple of baddies. Perfect.